Hey everybody, here we go. It is turn 6 for the Germans. And over here, the Russians pulled back and formed their defensive line in the previous turn, so the Germans are trying to catch up. And they run down these road systems that they have right here and pretty much got close enough. Right now, the Germans and the Russians are looking across each other across the river right there, and nothing happened. But something else happened, though. The German panzers that were parked over here followed this road network and got across the river. So there's a couple panzer corps that are like, hello, what's this? Nobody around. So they're just lollygagging down the road. Over here, we got a bunch of infantry just marching along down these road networks because that's what you can do when there's nobody around. The only real combat we had, there was a unit parked right here, a unit here, and a unit here. And these panzers come in, and these guys right here, and where's the other? These guys. So these panzers right here just smashed into them, and then they had their breakout and just pushed these guys back to here. Before they ran out of steam, there was a panzer or some units parked right here. They got hit, and the breakout with the panzers went through here and put these guys into full retreat to there down the road. So now the only thing that's between them and Stalingrad is broken full retreat infantry. So it's not looking good at the moment. So that, and over here at Rostov, we had a battle. These guys went in at it, and basically they did get a defender, had to make their determined defense or fall back. They made their determined defense in the city, and all they did was had one step loss, and the infantry, they lost a tank. So right now we got one dead infantry, one tank. This one's the one that got lost in Rostov. This one was already had a step loss, and when he got hit, he had to take a step loss and retreat, and so one of the units were taken out. And that is, where's he at? I think it's one of these over here. What fall? I think it's this one here. It fell back. There should be a single. Yes, right there. So that was the other partner. He got taken out. And we got some cavalry rolling down the road right here. And some infantry following in behind. So they're looking at all this open terrain. It's nothing there. And it's looking pretty interesting how the Germans I'm just curious. I do my best to play the Russians, but they just getting hammered hard. So it's kind of, they're doing well up there for some reason. But it looks like most of the heavy panzers were here and here, and they are just wreaking havoc. Where the panzers are not, they're pretty determined defense. So it's like if you're using your typical German doctrine or Panzer Corps type doctrine, it's working fine. So not sure. The Russians get kind of bottled up really quick and cut off. So if you look back, here's the panoramic view of everything, because somebody asked to do that. I'm trying to figure out how the Russians are going to win this. I'm looking at the Germans are going to slow down what they get for troops, and stuff's going to get, the Panzer Corps are going to get pulled here sooner or later. So that's, you make the best of them while you got them, and then they start disappearing because they got to get pulled to other fronts for usage. So the big thing down here, it's kind of stalling right now, is trying to take Rostov. I can see why it became a problem. It's a major roadblock. But the only way to get around that is rush some panzers around them. And right now, the nearest panzers we got are right there. And the Germans have crossed the river, but that's one little cav force is not enough to make a dent in that little area right now. It needs some panzers. But all right, we'll finish up the German turn right here, and that's how it's looking. All right, we'll be back. All right, everybody, here it's the Soviet turn 6, and they pulled their assets that they had linked up over here and are shoving them this direction. And then the troops that were marching down the road over there are forming up a line over here on the roads. So they do sort of have a bonded line through here that will stop the Germans from advancing any farther. The only thing is that the Germans have jumped across the river, but right now there is a bunch of troops right there that are, well, they're fast troops. But they didn't attack because they would have to attack across the river, and that's not good themselves. So they had some infantry that were moving up. They just kind of shifted down, and this one armor was like, we got to get over here quick, too, to add some support. So some guards armor is over there. And you can see there's guard units parked around it, the whole area. And then the reinforcements are right there that come in off the map. I did build a unit, you can see it way over there, that I built from the dead pile, and they're heading over to Stalingrad. Stalingrad forces are breaking free, trying to form a new line forward. These guys are flying backwards. Troops are moving up over here by Rostov. They threw some fresh troops into Rostov just to beef up the defenses there. But the Soviets did not attack. They're just trying to build their lines up at the moment because they don't have enough strength to really do much of anything. And then they got the ragtag units that are all down here. They're still marching towards the front. When you got these guys, they're just like really slow. Some of them are only a 2 movement, so it takes forever to get there. The only thing that did move fast is there was what the heck are these things? Did it even say on the back of this one? Nope. It does look like, what does that look like? Some BT-7s or something, or maybe they're the T-26s. Just motoring along, trying to protect themselves because I got that cab that's breaking free right there, so they're kind of a speed bump. So that's it. That's everything that's happened for the Soviets. Not much to be said. But now you can see how it's all looking right now. It's big, wide expanse. The only problem is the Germans, once they keep going, they're going to run out of, the troops will have to start spreading out even more. But that means the same thing for the Russians. So, all right. We'll be back with turn 7. What is anything happening in turn 7? You can see. And some reinforcements. People can rebuild stuff, and that's about it. The Germans do have some units running around here that are at half strength, so they can figure out how to fix those. And the same with the Soviets. Are probably going to just keep throwing new, fresh half units in. They need troops on the ground. All right, we'll be back.